I do remember there was one time that we got stopped by an officer because he mistook Cavebeard for a creepy guy following a group of teens at first glance.
Stop right there! It's kids like you that make this world a terrible place!
Hello friends, and welcome back to ReddX, your source for the freshest daily cringe content anywhere on the internet. Promise swearsies, it's just a fact, and it's totally science. Go ahead and look it up. Today, we've got Cavebeard, the Weeb Neanderthal, and I'm hoping that it's kind of a throwback to the Weeb Squatch video that we did for r/weeaboo tales like 2 years ago now. I guess we'll just have to jump in and see how it goes. Cavebeard, the Weeb Neanderthal. Exactly as promised. I forgot to mention that this is only a second draft. Uh-oh. And I really wanted to get some input on rewrites and what I should make changes to or cut out. Story prologue. Alright, let's just take a breath. A little more punctuation would be great. Hello, Reddit. Hi, use a stranger adrift. I'm a bit new to story writing in general. I never really had any real interest in writing anything about my life. I mean, you could write about anything. That's the beautiful thing about writing. I never thought I had any interesting stories to commit to paper or Word document until very recently. I've enjoyed listening to Neckbeard and NeckbeardStories for some time now with ReddX and most recently Moonhoers. It's funny. I think Moon is mostly on Twitch lately, but yeah, he's a good guy. YouTube channels to get through my daily cringe. I think the first time I heard the term neckbeard was around early to mid 2019. I was listening to a Q-Star video when he was doing all those neckbeard videos. Oh, Q-Star, I haven't watched him in a minute, but he seems like a nice boy. It made me realize that I had met a neckbeard once in my life. Dude fit all the stereotypes, including bad body odor, not showering for 7 years, made worse by the southern Nevada heat. Unfortunately, I only had 6 interactions. No, that sounds very fortunate to me. Now you say he didn't shower once in 7 years? Is that scientifically provable? Somebody call Guinness World Records. We can't let him break the streak now. I remembered thinking to myself, thank God I've only met one neckbeard in my life. It wasn't until 2021, when I started watching a few of ReddX's videos, that I started to realize that I had met more than one of them. Listening to Georgia Beard, the Unfortunookie series, and Stealth Beard sagas, I started to realize that I had come across several people who shared some of the traits with some of the beards in these stories, but I will leave that call up to the beard experts to decide if any of the subjects of my stories are actually beards. God, those are some heavy sagas. I think we should have like a funny sagas, sad sagas playlist, because I do notice a distinct division in the audience and the Jerry Army, but it's just real hard to find good, derpy, funny beards. Most people come here looking for commiseration, and I think that's fine. But I digress. Yes, let me pass some judgment. The subject of my first beard isn't the first beard. What? But it will be the first one that I write about, and I only mention the first beard because she plays a small role in the first 2 to 4 months of this story. Bro, that is so confusingly worded, but okay. If we're looking for writing advice, we didn't need any of that. Background doesn't generally matter as much as you think it does. We just dive right into the story and people will pick it up. Anywho, as a general disclaimer, this is the first story I've written and dyslexia is a thing. I apologize for any grammar and spelling mistakes that I make during my writing. So should I not say anything about it? Because I'm fine with that too. But you just said you was looking for input, so I figured I'd provide a little bit. Alright, I'll just do my best to read it as cleanly as possible. So with that, let's roll into our cast list. OP, that's me. At the time, 15 male trying to blend into the background of a new school, which was made easy by being 5 foot 4 inches tall and not really standing out in appearance and mostly being very quiet a lot of the time. Goblin Beard, or GB for short. At the time, a 23-year-old woman who tried to sleep with anyone and everyone. She also liked to creep on the boys at the high school bus stop. Please, not ever in life. Short, slouched over, and built like a female Mexican Shrek.
Hola la familia esta.
Yeah, you paint the picture. She always had a yeasty smell, and the reason I always lock my bedroom door in our 3-bedroom apartment. Nah, you really thought Goblinbeard was gonna show up to your house, dude? I mean, I guess if she sticks near the bus stops. She watched where you got off the bus. She followed you home.
What's happening? Oh my God.
There's also Jay, an emo kid months older than me, sometimes overdramatic. Yeah, overdramatic emo kid, imagine that.
Tonight will be the night that I will fall for you.
Constantly high energy, very athletic, and one of my closest friends for several years, and one of the few that I still keep in contact with to this very day. Slim is a tall and, well, slim kid that I had become friends with through history class. Not too much to say about Slim. He kind of fills the role of a background character, much like your OP throughout most of this story. Well, that's cool. That probably doesn't bear mentioning either. And then, of course, we've got the star of our show, Cavebeard. Finally, the main character of our story, yes, Cavebeard. His name comes from when he showed me his ID from the beginning of our freshman year, shortly before his anime addiction and going down the beardy path. All I said to him was, I got 2 words for you, unga bunga.
Unga bunga bunga.
It's funnier than it should be. Cavebeard looked like a Neanderthal, but allow me to describe the appearance of this specimen from when I met him. Standing at about 6'1", rocking a dad bod at 16, with as much body hair as a man in his 40s, long hair in a ponytail, and a big full beard, almost always wearing sandals with socks, jean shorts, a sleeveless muscle shirt or a tank top, and the ensemble was of course completed with thin-framed glasses and a Naruto headband. No way! Not the Naruto headband again.
Oh yeah, do you see this? Do you see this? Open your eyes, Shikamaru, it's a regulation headband.
This is like too spot on. He could be a hippie if you replace the Naruto headband with a tie-dye one. At least that's the version of him that I have in my head. I do remember there was one time that we got stopped by an officer because he mistook Cavebeard for a creepy guy following a group of teens at first glance.
Stop right there! It's kids like you that make this world a terrible place!
Bless that officer. He's really doing the most. About his personality, well, it's about what you'd expect of a beard, self-proclaimed master swordsman with a belief that he was superior to all of his peers, acting as if he was God's gift to women and believing that he could have any woman he wants to. Saying that he was self-obsessed would be a massive understatement. Yeah, self-obsessed teenagers, imagine that. Can ya? I can't. Bro, I was there, I lived this. I was Cavebeard for a time. So I am gonna try and go gentle in the story, but I guess it also depends on what it is that he actually does. Jeff had a joke that Cavebeard probably stands naked in front of the mirror, flexing his flabby arms, saying, Cavebeard love himself. Shortly after beating his meat to his own image, yelling, Cavebeard love himself hard. Who the hell's Jeff? That's supposed to be Jay? Yeah, homoerotic imagery. Got it. Considering how he talks about himself, it's no wonder why I'm convinced that it was less of a joke and more of a speculation. Dude, Jeff got some thoughts deep in his heart, you know? Less of a speculation, more of a fantasy, know what I'm saying? Damn it, I said I'd be nicer, okay. He also insisted that his nickname was Wolf. You can't insist on your own nickname, friend. And of course, he was obsessed with wolves, as well as werewolves. At least he didn't proclaim to be a werewolf, I guess. Oh wait, the lycanthropy arc only happens once he turns 18. Members of the cast will come and go for each section of the story. Yeah, got it, dude. Let's rock and roll. Let's do this thing, please. Holy shit. This story takes place in Las Vegas / Henderson, Nevada, the place I called home since I was 5 years old. Damn, I've been through there. We're neighbors. But I also get the feeling that I'm significantly older than you are. I was rolling through those places before OP's even born yet. Beard warning. Dude, OP, come on! We clicked the video, we know what it is. Please tell the story now. Please? So yeah, beard warning. Take caution when diving into Beard Stories, friends. I went into them thinking that they were all going to be cringy haha, but the more of them that I listen to, the more I realize, holy God, beards can be absolutely crazy. Also, wow, beards can be absolute monsters, and holy Jesus, I have met several of them. Okay, can we hear about them, please? If you could tell me about them, I would be grateful. I'm about this close to losing my mind, and I'm gonna get less and less nice as this goes on. I'm trying to be gentle. I'm trying to pull my punches, but at a certain point, I feel like you're f***ing with me. Is Las Vegas and Clark County as a whole a neck and leg beard breeding ground? I don't know. I don't know, OP. Completely honestly, you haven't told me a thing about this place. What was it like to grow up there? What were the beards like aside from the brief description we've got? Please, I am begging you to push the plot not even push the plot forward, for the plot to even start. Okay? Please? All right. Other disclaimers. It's fine, it's fine. It's gonna be fine. I may be on a laptop along with using spell check and grammar correction. I mean, spell check, yeah, sorta. Grammar correction, whew. Thank you, Grammarly. What a plug.
My job is to make college easier because students have a lot on them.
What the f*** is that?
Oh, I am getting really mean now. Okay, deep breath. I haven't written many stories before. I'm more of a storyteller and less of a story writer, coupled with being dyslexic. So I'm bound to make a few mistakes here, and I apologize in advance for any spelling mistakes and grammar mistakes. Again. Okay, got it. Truth is, I can deal with any spelling or grammar mistakes. I usually read around them. I usually infer the OP's meaning. But when the show has already started and you leave me out here with my dick in my hand for 20 minutes, the best that I could do for entertainment is start to rip on your grammar, okay? These people came to see a neckbeard. Now please deliver. Thanks. Now on to our story. Round of applause, everyone. It's actually happening, maybe. We're starting now. The first day. It was about 5:30 a.m. early on a September morning at the beginning of a new school year. My alarm clock buzzing bright red digital numbers as static riddled rock music played through the speaker. Dark blue $5 alarm clock. God damn it. It's so descriptive. This plot is going to inch forward and it's gonna drive me up a wall. We don't need it, man. I showed up at school. I met a neckbeard. Here's the weird things that he did. But good. At least we know OP has a dark blue alarm clock, and I'm sure that'll come back into the story later. I dragged myself out of bed and across the room to shut off my alarm. Oh well, I say to myself, I guess it's time to get ready for the day. Definitely how people talk. I got dressed and pulled the chair from in front of my bedroom door, grabbed my lunch and backpack and headed out the door as quietly as possible so as not to wake the beard. No, please, wake the beard up. I need something. What am I supposed to hang my hat on here? The walk to the high school was only about 2 miles. Plenty of time to work up the nerve to talk to people from a new school. When I was younger, I was very introverted, so the prospect of going to a school where I didn't know anyone was extremely terrifying to me at the time. Maybe it'll be an easier week if I just keep to myself, I thought to myself. See, now you're making me feel bad. This is all part of coming out of your shell, and I've decided to dig my claws into you regardless. But at the very least, let's agree that it provides some levity, right? This story desperately needs a bit of levity at this point. So I arrive at the school about 20 minutes later and find myself at the back of a crowd of other students being funneled through the front doors. As I entered the front doors, I noticed that there was a statue sitting in the center of a planter just inside the main doors before going into the open courtyard of the school. Oh God, this is just like the blue alarm clock, isn't it? We're gonna describe everything we see. What was the statue of, at least? OP at least acknowledges it and says readers are more than welcome to skip the rest of this paragraph if you aren't interested in the school's description, but it's always here if you ever need it. Bro, I almost guarantee we're not gonna need it. You might as well draw a map. Just a little image accompaniment, if it really becomes relevant, which I know it won't. But I guess I'm a bit of a sadomasochist because I am actually just gonna read it. I'm nothing if not a completionist. This is just a little description of the layout of the school, just to get it out of the way. And I feel like it would come off as a bit confusing when I describe the layout in a later part of the story. Not really, dude. You tell us a hallway's connected to a classroom, we're like, okay, got it. It's a lot of overthinking going on here, over-engineering. But okay, the main body of the school is an open courtyard roughly the length of an American football field, give or take 10 yards or so, with the facility being made of 4 structures on each of the 4 sides of the rectangular concrete courtyard, linked by a 25-ish foot tall concrete wall. And these buildings consist of 2-story main building, which houses the bulk of the classrooms, main office, courtroom, and lockers, with the main halls being open-air hallways. This building sits just left of the main entrance of the school. To the right of the entrance is a 1-story building that runs almost the entire length of the courtyard. Its appearance always reminded me of an old-style motel. What? If you thought that was helpful in some way, I tend to disagree. It's muddled, it's confusing. What am I supposed to be visualizing here? What I see in my head is just like the Killer Clown Motel times 4 with a giant statue of a clown rubbing his nipples in the middle. None of this is pertinent, please. We're gonna get like 1 paragraph of the beard, and I'm going to lose even more of the precious few hairs on my head. Okay, due to the layout of these 2 buildings and their overall size, meant that the main entrance was a massive wall with 4 sets of double doors leading to a small courtyard that led to another massive concrete wall with the same setup dividing the 2 courtyards. Oh, so like a prison, but for children. Across from the entrance is the cafeteria, with another of the motel-style buildings completing a wall along the courtyard, with the gym making up the last wall to complete this walled-off structure. Dude, my brain is about to become a walled-off structure. This... I'm not doing well with this, okay? Please, let's just make something happen. Anything! I'm begging you! Just a thread of plot! So, as I approach the doors dividing the courtyards, I see several staff members handing out day planners to each of the students and directing them to the cafeteria to be given their schedules and other important paperwork. Looking over my schedule and school map so I can figure out where I'm supposed to go for my homeroom class, suddenly the voice of the vice principal causes me to look up just in time to catch my first sighting of him. Oh, a rare and exclusive glimpse indeed. He looked like a grown man in his mid to late 20s, wearing jean shorts and a black t-shirt, completed with his Naruto headband. Oh, we're talking about the beard. I thought you were talking about the vice principal. I'm like, he's got a Naruto headband too? Maybe the thing you said about this being a beard spotting ground is more accurate than we thought. But no, it's Cavebeard for those playing along at home. I think what had me convinced that he was a student's older family member was his beard. It was a thin, wispy beard, and also the fact that he towered over the other students. A student's older brother wouldn't really be out of place for the first day of school.
Well, that's true. I drove my brother to school in my Firebird, whoa!
Since the day is going to be spent on all 8 of the classes that we had to take during the year, the classes would be divided and they were split up into evens or odds. So you would attend odd-numbered classes on the second and even the next day, and the pattern repeats for the rest of the year. I hate block class schedules. So I figured he was someone either dropping off their sibling or something along those lines. What is the thing about the class schedules in the middle? Huh? Bro, I want to die. You are killing me inside. But good, okay, let's talk about the beard, for God's sake. Cavebeard's posture didn't help his appearance. Slouched over, it gave him the appearance of having a beer gut. That's right, you need that spinal workout every day. Come on down to ReddX Industries gym. We'll blow your back out. The vice principal made an announcement welcoming all 400 plus students to the 2007-2008 school year. Yay, how exciting. I couldn't infer that he did that. Might as well transcribe the speech. After a few other things, we were told a few other things that I can't remember before telling us to report to our homerooms. Where'd you report, though? I'm losing it. The day goes by uneventfully. It ends with PE or gym class, whatever you prefer to call it. Yeah, trust me, OP, I definitely have a preference between those two names. I'm not gonna tell you what it is, but I definitely have a preference. During gym class, I noticed that the strange guy that was wearing the Naruto headband from that morning was among the other students. It's fine to notice, but let's not interact with the strange guy, surely.
Oh, it's that guy from earlier,
I thought to myself. Was he here just to pick up his family member? Nah, he's scoping out the girls' volleyball team. He must have gotten a visitor pass or something. I'm standing by close enough to hear the guy talking to the students, but not what they are talking about. He probably graduated 2 or 3 years ago and maybe just knows a few students. It still seems weird that a grown man was talking to teenagers that are like 15 to 17. I was distracted by the strange sight, or at least what seemed to be a strange sight to me at that time. In my distraction, I hadn't noticed that the gym teacher had begun roll call until the gym teacher called my name.
OP?
Huh?
Are you OP?
Yes, sir.
Next time say here when I call your name!
Yes, sir. I like how we're getting the sirs in there, though, you know? That shows respect. That shows good moral character. At this point, a few of my classmates had a few laughs and made a few jokes about me getting yelled at by a teacher on the first day for zoning out. A bit embarrassing, but not world-ending. So from that point, I just listened to the gym teacher call the names and the students replying accordingly.
Jay.
Here.
Slim.
Here.
Cavebeard.
Here. Wait, that guy's a student?
Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
He looks like he's not far off from being able to buy a beer. He must have taken the phrase 4 best years of your life and applied that logic to his senior year, if you get what I mean. I don't, but that's okay. At least we get to interact with the beard a little bit. It's mostly still just a physical description. He hasn't done anything yet. But I'm just grateful that we're here now. It really feels like we climbed the mountain, you know? So gym class was a mixed year class, and that guy has damn near a full beard, albeit it was still fairly patchy, being a mix of long and wispy in some spots and thick and curly in others. Bro, that's not normal. Does he live on top of a toxic waste dump or what? Do they do that in Nevada? Probably somewhere way out there in the desert. Personally, I'd rather go through life clean-shaven than spot that mess. After roll call was taken and all the expected things for the year were given the rest of the class period to socialize and whatnot. Considering I was feeling a bit tired, considering I had a hard time getting to sleep that night before, first day jitters and all, I chose to just sit on the gym room bleachers and read a book. Dude, it's your first day, you gotta hit the ground running. I love reading books too, but I don't know if I can sign off on it right now. Your social development matters. Get out there, son! So I noticed that Cavebeard was sitting on the bleachers, a few seats away from me with a few other students, talking rather loudly and with exaggerated arm movements. To describe how this guy sounded, imagine ReddX's Neckbeard voice, but trying to make it sound like a surfer.
Hey, dude, that's totally awesome. Tubular, let's catch some gnarly curl.
That's really not a change in the voice, that's just a change in the things that I say in the voice. I can't remember the exact topics of conversation, but one of the other students caught my attention and asked me to join the group, and I figured, why not? So I closed my book and grabbed my backpack and joined this group of new faces. It's a mixed group of people. Slim, the goofball, Jay, the eccentric emo kid, and Cavebeard, acting as if he was the one who's in charge of this group. As far as he knew, well, he probably was. I mean, he seems to be the biggest one. Nobody seems to challenge him on it. I would find out from Jay, almost a decade after the fact, that Cavebeard had attached himself to the friend group in the last 3 weeks before the end of the prior year, and the only reason anyone hung out with him, outside of school, was that he lived in the same apartment complex as I did. It doesn't seem like a sufficient reason. You hung out with him because y'all didn't have the balls to tell him to go screw. Then there's me, able to hold up a conversation without a problem, but if I could be honest, I could probably blend into a crowd of one. But not everyone has to stand out to find enjoyment in life. Okay, super duper. I can't help but notice that the spotlight is slowly shifting off the Neckbeard and back onto yourself. Can I just point that out? I'm sure it'll shift back, you know? I'm sure this whole post isn't like a thinly veiled humble brag or anything. I'm totally sure of it. The group was 7 or 8 of us. I can't really recall the rest of the group. Doesn't matter. As a few of them engaged me in conversation, asking things about my general interests, what high school did I go to the year before, etc. It was during this unexpected social interaction that I began to notice that Cavebeard was staring daggers at me, with a matching scowl on his face, as if my being in his presence
was the highest form of disrespect I could show.
I turned my attention to Cavebeard. Oh, wait for it. OP's gonna be a super cool tough guy now. OP says, "Can I help you, Cavebeard?" Cavebeard,
Grug you!
I'm sorry, what?
Shut the grug up, you stupid grug.
I seem to have slighted you somehow. May I ask what I did? Bro, again, I don't think anybody talks like that. And if they do, maybe don't. Oh, I seem to have slighted you. Might I have the grace of asking what I've done to offend you? So good, one's hoity-toity and the other one's on the other end of the spectrum where they can hardly form a coherent thought. Cavebeard says,
I don't like. You're a stupid grug. How dare you approach my pack without addressing me first? I'm the one in charge, and I get to decide if you can join us. The only reason I haven't picked you up and thrown you across the gym is because you're a woman.
Oh yeah, my bad, dude. We can't all be cool wolf aficionados. OP says, I appear very feminine until I was about 20. Add a lack of facial and body hair along with the absence of any masculinity meant I got mistaken for a girl from time to time. Tell me you at least boxed him in his chin. We can stop this story cold right now. But Cavebeard's bigger than OP. OP's probably gonna punk out. OP says to Cavebeard, I'm a boy. Cavebeard,
what?
I'm a boy.
Are you some kind of reverse she-boy?
OP, what? No, dude, I was born a boy. I'm biologically male, and I identify as such. I just look much more feminine. Cavebeard,
So, you're like a femboy?
OP. Screw you, dude. Damn. If them's ain't fight words, I don't know what is. Is Cavebeard a piece of trash? Yes, absolutely. But at a certain point, come on, OP, you gotta nut up. I bet you if you walked up and hit him with the backhand, pakow, he wouldn't know what to do. I decided to leave the group at this point, going to the bleachers on the other side of the gym and returning to reading my book. Damn, dude, you just let him walk all over you. Chatting with everyone else in the group was definitely an enjoyable experience, but the unprovoked aggression from Cavebeard kind of soured that experience for me. What's with him calling his little friend group his pack, and how did he confuse me with a girl? I get that the girls' gym class is also in the gym as well, which is normal on free days and during exam weeks. My name was called during roll call, but then again, who actually pays attention to that, outside of listening for their own name to be called? At least the rest of the group was friendly, but considering that they were friends with Cavebeard, or his pack, as he put it, I probably shouldn't hang out with them. What was it that my grandfather used to say about the company that you keep? I got through a few pages in my book when the bell finally rang. I gathered my things and headed out the door. As I'm walking, I feel a hand on my shoulder and I turn around to see that it belonged to Jay. Jay said, "Hey man, don't mind Cavebeard." OP, how are you friends with that prick? Jay, hey, he's not that bad of a guy. He transferred here like the last 2 months of last year, and he joined our friend group shortly after. He's usually not like that. Bad day, maybe. Or probably just something to prove. He can't stand the spotlight being off of himself. But then again, neither can me, I think. So, I don't know, man. A lot of the things that you truly hate in other people are things that you truly hate about yourself. And that can be applied to everybody in this situation, myself included. But anyways, OP says, yeah, bad day. Lucky me, I guess. Jay, don't take it personally. Catch you tomorrow, yeah? OP, sure, bud. Oh, look at that. Now you're buds. Now you're sucked into this friend group with this weirdo. We part ways and I head home. I think I'm gonna end the prologue with the first interaction with Cavebeard. Since this is the first post, I just wanted to test the waters and see what people thought. And if anyone would be interested in reading more. I've never done this before. For all I know, this story could end up being a complete dumpster fire. I'm always open to suggestions and what I could do to improve my writing. Was a little bit of a dumpster fire, if I could be honest with you, bro. A lot more streamlining would go a very long way. How was it I have to wait 30 minutes before interacting with the beard? I started to lose my mind for a moment there. The spelling in the story, it is okay for the most part. I think the only thing misspelled was definitely. You spelled it as defiantly. But the punctuation needs a hell of a lot of help. I don't know how equipped Grammarly is to do all that. As far as there being another part, unless like a massive amount of work is put into it, I don't necessarily know that I would want to experience that again. We slogged through for almost an hour and basically just Cavebeard called you a femboy. That's not very nice, is it? There was a bit of cringe with the wolf pack and whatnot, but we've seen it before. It's a little passé at this point. I don't know. Overall, I do appreciate the plugs, the contribution, A for effort, but I'm not gonna give this one a passing grade. I did my best to make it enjoyable, and I hope OP's not too offended by that. If you enjoyed this episode, friends, please check out some of our other Neckbeard tales in a playlist on the end card. Always remember, friends, that you are loved, you are worthy, you definitely deserve it, and I shall see you in the next one. So until then, bye-bye. Go ahead and cut them open. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Promise swears it's just